Hello children, here is the continuation of lesson 6 about government. Now we are in the second type of government, that is dictatorial government. First we have studied about democratic government. What is democratic government? Now let us study the dictatorial government. The power of entire state is concentrated in one individual or with a group of individual in this form of government. In which form of government? In dictatorial form of government. So the power of entire state is concentrated in one individual or with a group of individual is known as dictatorial government. The will of one individual or one group is a principle of dictatorial government. So what is the principle? The will of one individual or one group. While democracy upholds freedom, dictatorial government rejects it. In a democratic government, it upholds the freedom, where the dictatorial government, it rejects it. The administration is run in accordance to the whims and fancies of the ruler. How the administration will run here? Only according to the fancies and whims of the ruler, not according to the representatives. His wish becomes the law. Whatever wish he has, it will become a law here. In this type of government, all social, economical, religious and other principles are nothing but the orders of the ruler. Here, they won't consider anything but it is an order of the ruler. Citizens have no right to oppose or criticize it, because here the ruler is having the full power. So he is the dominator. There would be a law that makes mandatory to fulfill the needs and wishes of the citizens. So the dictator's wishes is final in question of lawful or unlawful issues. If any law is lawful or unlawful, his wish is a dictator's wish is the final. One can see dictatorial rules in the world from time to time. It was present in 16th century Europe and in countries like France, Spain, Russia and England during 18th century. So it was present. This type of government, which type? Dictatorial government was present in 16th century Europe and in countries like France, Spain, Russia and England during 18th century. Now let us study the features of dictatorial government. Single party, single leader and single political agenda. So first feature is it is a single party, single leader and single political agenda. In a dictatorial system, there is an opportunity only for one party. So in this government, there is an opportunity only for one party. It is a party of a dictator. Other political parties, associations and institutions are not allowed to function. So here they are cancelled in this system. Those who oppose the dictator will be suppressed without mercy. So those who oppose against the dictator, they will be suppressed without mercy. Under the single party, single leader and single political agenda, that is, we will study about the single leader. The government is run by a single leader. Complete faith is expected in dictator, and the dictator represents the unity of the country. Dictator takes decision in all the matters. His decision is final. So what is single leader? Here the government is run by a single leader. He has complete faith is expected in the dictator, and dictator represents the unity of the country, and dictator takes a decision in all the matters and his decision will be the final. Second one, single political agenda. There is a single political agenda for the complete nation. For the complete nation, only one agenda. It is the agenda for the party that belongs to the dictator. In accordance to agenda, the administration of the dictator runs. According to that only the administration will run. Third one, no individual freedom. In dictatorial system, individuals will have any rights. Will not have any rights or freedom. The respect towards the law is considered to equal to individual freedom, and citizens will have no right to form association, organize meetings and express their will. And they also don't have any rights to criticize the administration. It is wrong, it is right, like that. The citizens have to accept and approve the administration of the ruler. So here they don't have any voice, raise their voice to say whether it is good or bad, or whether it is lawful or unlawful. Third one, glorification of the nationalism. Nationalism is given extreme importance in dictatorial government. It seeks to increase the sense of nationalism in the people. It expects people to undergo any sacrifice for the sake of the country. So, importance is given, extreme importance is given in the dictatorial government, and it seeks to increase the sense of nationalism in the people. It expects people to undergo any sacrifice for the sake of the country. Fourth one, totalitarianism. So the dictatorship is a totalitarian, and it regulates the social, political, economic, educational and cultural factors. So totally it takes and regulates all these functions. There should be nothing against the government, and everything should be in favor of the nation. Fifth one, racial superiority. The dictatorship accepts the racial superiority here and believes that their race is superior to the races living in other nations. For example, Hitler believed that the German race was superior to the races living in other nations. The dictatorship is against the democratic government. The Second World War is a result of dictatorship. Most of the modern nations are adopting democratic system. So when there is a dictatorship, what happens? Every individual cannot have their own freedom. They have to follow according to the dictator's rule. That is the thing. Then the third type of government is the communist government. So the communist government is a government that believes in the principle that all basic means of production like land, labor and capital belong to the community. So it says that the government that believes in the principle is all basic means of production like land, labor and capital belonging to the community. And it also believes that one should work as per capacity, and one should get as per his needs. There is no provision for the private property in this government. No priority is given. Communism is based on the principle of equality and seek to foster a society that has no discrimination based on caste, creed, rich and poor. According to the communist philosophy, private property widens the difference between poor and rich and leads to struggle between rich and poor. Finally, the working class majority wins the struggle. After this, society has been no discrimination forms. Majority has a no discrimination forms, and the culture of all working for all leads to happiness to all. This type of government was advocated by whom? By Karl Marx, the German philosopher. Now let us study the features of communism. The communism has certain features such as community owns the property. If means the production like land, labor and capital are in the hands of private individual, the exploitation starts. So when it is there in the private individual, the exploitation starts. Hence, all the means of productions are to be owned by the community. All should work as per their capacities. So, this is about the community owns the property. Equality. In communism, every citizen is equal in all the ways. It treats everyone equal without discriminating on the basis of caste, class, religion and race. Next, third one, classless society. There are no rich and poor classes. in communism. Therefore, it creates a classless society. The principle of communism is that there should be only working class. Fourth one, powers to workers. The existence of private ownership leads to exploitation in the name of profit, which in return creates class system. There would be struggle between rich and poor, which would ultimately give the power to the working class. Fifth, revolutionary change. The social system is changed drastically in short period of time. Then equal political, economic and social benefits are given to everyone equally. Everyone can lead a comfortable and happy life. So in nutshell, communism is a government in favor of human beings. Every citizens can lead an exploitation free life. So these are the various features of communism, such as community owns the property, equality, classless society, power to workers, revolutionary change. At last there was a change between all the towards equal political, economic and social benefits was considered equally. So hope you have all understood this lesson, children. Thank you.